Shoyo. The strange smell became stronger and stronger as the days went by. The stronger they got, the weaker my spirit became. At the middle of the third week, my spirit started to become transparent. By that Saturday, I started to slowly disappear. 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since we've heard from Shoyo. My mom was able to find out that he was moved to the next town over. We've tried calling the hospitals there, but since we aren't family, they wouldn't tell us anything. Then I got the idea to go visit the hospitals. Maybe I could find a way to get in the computer systems. Me and Tadashi went to the main hospital. I was able to use my powers to look in the system, but Shoyo's name wasn't there. We tried a couple smaller clinics, but still nothing. How could he not be in any of their systems? My mom started my Seer training again. I worked with her, helping people and spirits. It was fine. Practice was okay. I couldn't really focus that first week. I was able to pull myself together over that weekend though. Life went on, and even though I played my part during the day, at night all I did was think of him. Shoyo. Why can't I see? I'm trying to open my eyes, but there is something covering them. I can hear voices mixed in with beeping. My head feels so heavy when I try to turn it. Wait. Did you guys see that? See what, sweetie? I think his head moved. Really? Shoyo, this is Dr. Simura, can you hear me? I tried to talk, but my mouth was so dry. My tongue felt flat against the roof of my mouth. I felt my jaw twitch. Look. He's trying to talk. Nurse, let's get his mouth flushed. Close the blinds. I'm going to remove the saline pads on his eyes. I heard the bustle of people moving as they followed Dr. Simura's orders. Shoyo. You're going to feel my hands on your eyes. Stay as still as you can. Don't open your eyes until I say. There was a lot of touching my face as the doctor and nurses worked to clean my eyes and rinse my mouth. Finally, I was allowed to open my eyes. I looked around the room and tried to match the faces to the voices I heard before. The younger female voice had to belong to the girl sitting in the chair on my left. The other female voice must belong to the lady standing behind her. Obviously, Dr. Simura had on his lab coat and name badge. There was a nurse standing to his right. They were all looking at me, waiting for me to say something. What do you say when you wake up in a hospital surrounded by strangers? Hello. My voice was raspy and hoarse. The nurse poured me a cup of water and I drank some through a straw. You don't have to try to talk. Just shake your head yes or nod no. Okay. I nodded yes. Do you know why you're here? No. Do you remember anything at all? No. Do you know who I am? Or me? No. Seeing their faces drop hurt, but I didn't want to lie. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. A couple months ago you were in an accident. I felt my eyes widen. Don't worry, it wasn't too bad. However, you hit your head and arrived to the hospital unconscious. It was also discovered that you had fractured your arm. I looked down and my arm was in a sling. Thankfully it's healed nicely. He went on to explain the extent of my head trauma. I tried to listen and focus on what he was saying, but it felt so surreal. This is the kind of stuff you hear about on the news, not that you actually experience. Once he finished explaining everything, and asking a few more questions, he left the room and told me to get some rest. I wanted to say that I've been resting for 2 months, but I just nodded and let him leave. The woman turned out to be my mom and the girl is my sister. They sat and told me things about myself. My sister showed me pictures of us on her phone. Over the next few weeks, I was given cognitive tests, physical therapy, and general health exams. I felt like a science project. My mom and sister were very supportive, only leaving my side to take care of their personal needs. It felt good to have them around, but I also felt bad that they spent all their time at the hospital. Whenever I tried to mention it, they told me that they weren't going anywhere. Tomorrow will make it a whole month since I've been here. I was once again looking at Natsu's phone. A realization hit me, she has friends. If she does, do I? Hey, Natsu? Yes? Do I have any friends? I'm not really sure about your new school. I don't remember you mentioning anyone in particular. Oh. Don't worry. Once you leave here you'll have a chance to make a ton of new friends. I guess. She's right. Especially after you join your club. Club. When you first switched schools you signed up for a sports club, volleyball, but you never got to go. So I play volleyball? Only for the last 2 years. I looked down at my arm. Will I still be able to play? I'm surprised we haven't talked about this stuff sooner. With all your tests and exams it hadn't even crossed my mind. My mom told me stories of when I was a child. Natsu even acted out one of our arguments. My mom said she'd go home to get a photo album to show me more pictures. So far I was able to get vague images of memories. Along with stories and pictures, I was able to piece together those blurry memories. A couple days later I was finally released from the hospital. I have to take medicine for my headaches. And keep a journal of the memories I recover. Finally. I feel like we moved into that place. I kept telling you not to stay there all the time. You could have been out with your friends. Once we finally got home a familiar feeling of comfort came over me. I went to my room and looked through my things. My mom had gotten me a new phone. It was still in its box on my desk. I continued to look through things in my room. Certificates and sports awards. More photos and even a yearbook. I looked at everything and thought about the stories my mom and sister told me. I was sitting in my room when I felt a sudden surge of energy. It was so familiar. I've felt so many different auras over the last month. It was so distinctive, so strong. I raced downstairs. He's back. Who? Shoyo. I can feel his presence. That's good. I want to see him. I think you should give it a few weeks. Weeks? Yes. He needs to rest and get back to his usual life. Fine. 1 week, then I'm going to find him. I have been so patient. 1 more week is nothing. All I want to do is go to him, but his health is important. I don't want to overwhelm him. He should spend time getting reacquainted with his surroundings. Shoyo. I used my phone to look up information on the volleyball team I was supposed to join. There was an information page on the team members. I looked at the player stats and pictures. The team has a good lineup and coach. As I read up on the team and its members, there was a picture of a middle blocker. He seemed familiar to me. For some reason I couldn't stop thinking about him. The more I started thinking about him, the more I started to get emotional looking at his picture. Who is he? I lay on my bed searching through my memories. Had I met him before? Did I know him before I switched schools? What kind of relationship do we have? If I find him, will he remember me? I looked through all the photo albums and pictures Natsu and Mom had sent to my new phone, after I had set it up. I couldn't find him anywhere. I started to get another headache, so I turned out the lights and closed my eyes. I need sleep first. Then I need to find number 11.